Spire of Stars Prestige mode is now available as well, with it being locked under the same rules as Eater of Worlds in the same week. I imagine that's how it'll go in the future. So, in this video, we're going to go over how to tackle the encounter, but spoilers, not exactly terribly different from the normal mode. The loadout rules remain the same, and thus so do my loadout suggestions from my Eater of Worlds video. A fast-firing and or easily controlled pulse rifle, a 600 RPM SMG, and either the Prospector or Colony. Having a primary weapon that lasts a while isn't too bad of an idea this time around. In Eater of Worlds, you typically wanted to prioritize your elemental weapons to deal with Minotaurs, since so many of them spawned. In Spire of Stars, however, you're typically locked down to the back of the room, standing on plates, and you need to prioritize your pulse rifle to actually slay enemies, since your SMG will be sorta useless outside of a couple specific instances, not to mention that there are very few shielded enemies. This is why I think you're a bit more open with your pulse rifle selection this time around. You're looking for high bullet count, Vigilance Wing is a bit more acceptable this time around, etc. As for the grenade launcher, Colony is going to be significantly more forgiving for clearing ads compared to the Prospector. I can't imagine there are many reasons for the average player to use anything else, especially considering just the sheer volume of ads in this encounter. As for your SMG, Risk Runner, with its perk, is very tempting. Any amount of arc damage taken just ramps up your potential and turns you into a tank, at least versus arc damage. However, one thing that I didn't like about Risk Runner was the fact that it could occasionally throw off my weapon swapping rhythm. I'll be shooting away and will sometimes have some leftover bullets that I wasn't ready for and end up doing a reload instead of swapping to my grenade launcher. For most people, I don't think it'll be a huge problem, but this does mean that you can't use an exotic grenade launcher, and it means you need to play much more aggressively to actually take advantage of the perk. Legionnaires can typically 2 or 3 shot you, but with the arc shield on, it'll take a little bit more, but occasionally you might get a little overzealous or have the buff fall off of you, and then you'll be in some big trouble, meaning it might not be for everybody. The strategy for Spire this week is the same exact one for the normal mode, except you really need to use your supers for boss damage. Now, I know the Arc Strider strategy is very popular, where you get 5 Arc Striders and a Melting Point and just go to town on the boss, but not every single group is going to be able to get this composition. You can also swap the Melting Point for a Healing Rift, because you are actually able to drop the Healing Rift and get out before getting knocked away, as long as you're fast enough. The reason why Arc Strider stacking is so good is because you can keep the boss staggered by doing jump slam attacks. Arc Strider does a ton of damage in general, it lasts an eternity with Radiant Flux, and you can generally survive all of the fire that spreads everywhere for a long time. That is, assuming you have full Masterwork armor. Not to mention that if you need ad clear, well, Arc Striders are among the best subclass for that too. A standard 2-2-2 composition will also work, but you're going to want to run pretty solar heavy. Sunbreakers for Melting Point on the boss, Dawn Blades for ad clear and boss damage, and Gunslingers if you want to play it safe for high burst damage, but you can use Arc Striders as well. Otherwise, you basically just run the fight as normal, you burn your supers for boss damage, and rinse repeat until the boss is dead. The only thing is that you need to play it much more cautiously, because on average, you're getting 3 reses per encounter, maybe 4 if deaths go the right way. That means no being dumb during boss DPS, standing in bad spots where you can get hit by missiles, minimizing messing around in the red and blue rooms when ads start spawning in there. You get it. Things hurt, like really bad, and you need to limit deaths as much as possible, because if you're 3-cycling the boss, which is what I imagine most people are doing, that's about 15 minutes straight of fighting the boss, and you only get 3 deaths. Yeah, this is not really a fight where you can mess around, since your firepower is so limited. As long as you know the normal mode fight, the Prestige version shouldn't throw you for too much of a loop. You just need to play much, much smarter. Anyway, I'll let you guys watch my first kill. We actually ended up getting 4th place for the whole world first push for this. I wasn't really planning on going for it, but I know the rest of the team was, so I just put on the try-hard pants. Not too shabby for a group that was put together an hour before the run. Going into the future, I will be combining both Eater and Spire Prestige modes together if I think we need a video on them. My guess will be that I will probably stop doing these videos after the first 2 or 3, maybe 4 weeks, or once everyone gets it all done and people stop watching these videos. Thanks for watching, and good luck. I had too many ads and I missed my melting.
You're good. No,
There you go, nice.
Is he still there or no?
No, we're good, we're good.
No, we got him.
I've got
Alright,
fire
send me up
on
then.
our
I'm
one.
hopping on
Hold on.
blades.
Okay.
3,
good.
2, 1, and go. Pocket blades, center and right.
It's
Okay.
going to
Center
use
and
flare.
right. I will get center.
I'll get
You're
left.
right. I'll protect right.
Ready.
On.
Never. Of course.
Get.
Nice.
Alright, get these to right and sneaky.
Yep, I'm
Okay.
standing mid.
Yep, sneaky. This is gonna come to you.
I
from
left it
scouts.
right.
You get the right buff, I'll get left buff.
Alright,
Oh, I'm burning. Hang on.
3,
good to go.
2, 1, send us. I got left shift as well.
I might die here.
You're good. Get off, get off, get off.
No, I got shotgunned.
You're good.
We got the ships at least. I have a res for him.
I got him, don't worry.
You got him? Okay.
Ball's going R1. I've got it, and then I'll throw it to sneaky.
Okay.
Place your greed at sneaky actually.
I'll be at 0.
Okay. Please don't whack me, Phalanx.
Try to slay out mid if you can, a little bit.
Yeah, left side is Legionnaire centric.
It's not their fault.
You can toss that to.
Get that to me,
Can I
Slayer.
throw it to you?
Yep.
Behind you, started? There
Got it.
you go.
Want that, Gigs?
Right to right, throw it to me,
Alright.
second ball.
You gotta come back to this decided
Slayer.
player.
This
I got it.
Hopefully you
Nice
don't
ball.
have a great player.
9.
Yeah. Oh, I
Riot.
have 4 actually. This is why.
Right.
You can
Here,
pass the
here.
Right to your left.
There you are. Yep, I see it now.
Sneaky.
Yep. I'm gonna have to go back to started then.
Yeah, I'm at 6. 5.
It's going up.
Right, you're gonna throw it back to me.
Yeah, you can throw it to
Yep,
me.
counter.
Okay.
There it is.
Arch Riders.
Melt on.
Jump right clicks.
Yep.
I just got destroyed. Keep going.
Okay.
There
One
Welcome
shot,
here.
he's one
We're
shot,
gonna
he's
get
one
him.
shot, he's one shot.
We got it.
There
you go.
I got right mid,
Oh
I
my
got
god,
right
I'm
mid.
so dead.
I can't get him.
That's fine. You just go for kill. Go for kill.
Sneaky, give me that ball. Sneaky, give me that ball. 30
Where are you, where are
One
you?
more, one more, one more.
I got this player.
Shoot,
Shoot.
Damage him, damage him, damage him.
We got it.
Nice job.
Good.
Good job, boys.
Oh, I should. Okay.
Nice job. I got all the ornaments. Feels good, man. Clap. My loot.
Dude, there's 1 second on that res timer I didn't realize.